Hello everyone, welcome to the onboarding session for the WDX-180 web development course. So we'll start by visiting the integration WDX-180 repository and scroll down to the instructions. This is the main page. We will find the About section and then the Where do I start section, which contains the next steps. In this video, we're going to focus on the Setup section. So let's go through the steps. The first thing you want to do is to fork this repository under your GitHub account. Let's go through these steps. So the first thing for this step, the necessary thing is to have a GitHub account. So go to github.com, and if you don't have an account, sign up and follow the process. Once you have signed up, you need to sign in. So go to github.com and then sign in. I'm going to sign in with my username and password and click the sign in. Now I'm signed in, so I can now fork the WDX repository under my account. I will go here and then I'm going to refresh because right now I'm signed in. You can see there's also a message that I signed in from another tab. So let's reload. I can now see the WDX-180 repository as a logged in GitHub user. Now I can fork this repository. So I will go and click this fork button and then click on create fork. Now, after a few seconds, we're going to have our forked repository. Okay, now you can see that I'm looking at this forked from in-tech-gration, and this URL now contains my GitHub username. So after you have forked your repository, you should be seeing here the URL github.com, your GitHub username, mine is Costas Min, and then /WDX180. So we finished the first step. Let's go back to the setup section. We have forked this repository under our GitHub account. The next thing is we want to enable GitHub Pages in order to turn this repo into a website also. So for this step, we're going to go to the settings under our forked repository. Be careful, your username should be stated here. This should not be integration, but your username. Go to settings and then scroll down to pages. Go to the pages sub-menu on the left. And then in here in the branch section, you should select from this drop down the main branch. Select main and click save. Now the process of enabling GitHub Pages has started. You will see this message, your GitHub Pages site is currently being built from the main branch. If you want to see the progress of this building of the GitHub Pages, you can go to the actions page and you will see this workflow running. You will see this orange indicator, and then after a while, when your page has been built, you will see something like this. So I've run this build before, so you can see all the steps here have been checked, which means that the GitHub Pages have been built. Now, if we wait for a little bit, we will go to this step, and then once this step is finished, we will be able to go and check the GitHub Pages under our username. How this GitHub Pages URL is created is very simple. From the main repository, you want to grab the URL. Let me go here to my notepad. Now, if this is your repository, then your GitHub Pages URL is going to be https and then your username. So my username is Costas Min, then github.io, so not github.com, but github.io, and then WDX180. When the build is over, if you copy this URL and you paste it into your browser, you will see these GitHub pages. So after a few minutes, you will be able to see the GitHub pages, which means that the GitHub pages have been enabled and your website is up and running. If I go back to the actions, you will see that now the check mark has been is a green check mark, which means that the pages have been built. So you completed the next step. Let's go back to the main repository page and let's go to the setup. So we have forked the repository. We have successfully enabled the GitHub pages using these instructions. And now it's a good time, as you will see here, to go and update your progress sheet with these two steps that you have completed, the forked repository and the GitHub pages on your forked repository.